getting some stuff from people, some handouts. So
okay.
that's cool.
So far so good.
So far so good.
So far so good. You got $5,000 so far.
Yeah. Airdrops.
Airdrops.
IRL farming airdrops.
All right, folks, it's time for another big-ass conference. This is Consensus, the world's most famous or most influential crypto event. So they claim they are the most influential event of 2025. And I kind of agree. They've been the longest standing event, and traditionally they've always been in New York, but this year they are here in Hong Kong. Now, we know the drill. Every time we go to a conference, we do a vibe check of what is going on. We're not going to go to those weird, boring conferences and talks. You know, that's all waffle. We've heard those before. It's the same ones recycled from 2024. But what we want to talk about is, like, what are the vibe checks that's going on? Like, what are people thinking? What is money flowing into? Because that's way more important. The narratives of what's going on is basically what's going to make money this year. So we're going to look at the hot projects before they get announced. And last year we had some really good success. Last year we found Bonk. We discovered their hype before pretty much the big pump came. There's a lot of DevCon. We found about Jupiter. So these events hold the key because a lot of times they hold the insider insight. And if we learn anything from Libra, it's all the insiders that are getting the money. So we're going to find as many insiders in this industry as possible, and we're going to share that information straight to you. And this is of course valuable because, I mean, this line, for if you'll see this line behind me, that's the line to get passes. And literally those passes can cost up to $4,500 for the premium pass. So we're gonna give you all that value, but at, you know, the free YouTube price. So make sure you like and subscribe to this channel because we're doing this for you guys. Let's go. All right, wow, this is actually pretty good. So we're going inside right now, welcome. So heading inside into the main conference area, and it's actually pretty big. So generally speaking, how this works is people come and say hi to these events, but more importantly is you want to see who's spending the most amount of money. So obviously Gate, they're at the front entrance, they're trying to spend as much money as possible, so their marketing budget is huge. So yeah, so generally speaking, a lot of times you go up to these guys, they don't really know what's going on because they hire people to take care. Like all the CEOs and stuff, they're not going to be around, but what's more important here is that you just want to see how big the dicks are, all right? Let's just I think this video is going to get so demonetized from YouTube, but yeah, so this is basically a dick measuring contest for who's got more money right now, who's got more money to sponsor events. All right, this is, let's see, the main stage. Let's check this out. All right, the main stage, Consensus.
Because if you are, then are you really building products for people that value the services that you're providing, or are you really just trying to ride the hype wave?
So obviously there's a lot of talks here. Okay, that was one of the talks. It's pretty good. It's good for people who are just new to crypto and they need to get a feel of what's going on. And I feel it's like a different voice. But of course, we've heard a million of these talks before, right? So I'm going to go straight out and just see who's like really pumping money into this. And you see a very different vibe here versus something like Token has a lot more, let's say, shitcoins. It's more altcoin based, all right? Token has a lot of different projects, and they're trying to attract attention to their project as much as possible. Here, it's like more businesses, right? That's what I feel like. It's like exchanges, it's, you know, entities like Hex Trust. They're putting a big booth here. Animoca is big here. Like Animoca has a big booth here as well. Like they're trying to establish brand reputation, and they've been around for longer. So that's the feel that I'm getting from this conference so far. Yeah, it's like, and I don't see that many booths. I mean, that's just the honest take. Ooh, Polkadot looks pretty good. It looks popping. Look at that. It's got a vending machine. And what I really noticed about Consensus this year is that the vibe is very different. Because I've been to Consensus in New York before, and that's a very New York banking vibe, right? So that's a finance sector and a lot of finance sector guys in there. Here is a merge of East and West. A lot of people speaking English, a lot of people speaking Chinese. It's got the Asian flavor to it right now, and you definitely see the Asian presence here. And that's something you don't get on X or something. Like X, when you talk, it's all like either the Western group or the Chinese group, right? The Chinese talk to the Chinese guys, the Westerners talk to the West guys, but very rarely do they come in the middle. But consensus, I feel like there's like more interaction between the East and the West, and I think that's actually quite interesting because the East is actually growing back. And one of the questions I asked Bobby earlier was like, what's happening with BSC? Because the Chinese are really big on BSC. So yet again, I think this is a good place to just feel that difference, that change in everything that's going on. All right, so how's everything going, man? We've seen each other like every single time, every single conference. How's it going?
All good, man. We've seen better days, though.
It's weird, right? Because, I mean, Bitcoin's having the time of its life.
Bitcoin is having the time of its life.
Uh-huh.
We never expected it to see 100K that soon, you know?
But altcoins are just like...
Yeah, altcoin.
Move. The move, you know.
Man, I don't know. I don't know whether it's because of Solana shitcoins or is it because of too many layer ones or I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's too many insiders. Right? I mean, that's kind of what Libra showed us, right? Every insiders doing fraudulent things at every single level.
Yeah, man, it's become tougher. It's becoming tougher to find what's a potential rug pull and what's not, you know.
So government officials are supporting rug pulls, so you know.
I mean, we're used to it with governments, aren't we?
We're used to it, but yeah, you know, new players coming in, but it's a very different game. I feel like it's not the same vibe.
Yeah. I think the game is changing every now and then. It's because probably people are figuring out easier ways to make money, but then it's becoming easier for other people to find out how to make money, and so the game becomes more cluttered. So I think we're due to see a new shift in crypto. I'm hopeful though that we get back to utility crypto, not just meme crypto.
But it's hard, I feel like. Look at it, the big players here, you see the difference, right? The guys in the suits are extracting the money from all the utility guys, right? So anything that's useful, that gets extracted by the big funds, like all the value gets like strapped there. Then all the normies, they just go straight to memes, but the memes are getting sniped left, right, and center. So I don't know, it's like, it's a weird place right now.
But it's up to the founders and the creators to be creative as well in terms of how do they want to launch the token, not to give up to quick money.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way. Look, but I think 90% of my investments that are retail investments, that are like fair launch investments, are 10 times, if not 100 times better performing than the pre-sale and private sale VC-backed investments. It's just the shift is happening, and honestly, also I'm firm on the position that utility projects will see their days coming back, you know, coming back stronger. But it's just due to happen hopefully soon, you know. But it's just up to the founders to be more inclusive when it comes to fundraising.
Exactly. And hey, look at that. Neo's back. Interesting. So let me give you some quick thoughts right away, just off the bat. So it's interesting to see what people are interested in. I feel like there's a lot more new players here. There's a lot of people in suits, and I was saying this before we started. It's funny because when I started crypto in 2016, no one cared about it. And a lot of my friends are like bankers, they're lawyers. They didn't respect crypto, right? They're like, oh, why are you mining Bitcoin? And they're in their high and mighty, they're doing their international business, law, or they're doing investment banking. They disrespected me and they disrespected crypto, blockchain, right? But the funny thing now is that I'm talking to a lot of my same friends and they're like, oh man, do you have a coupon code for Consensus? I really need to go, I need to check out this blockchain thing. Yeah, this is what I feel like Consensus is for. It's for people who maybe they didn't catch on to the first cycle, they just really need to figure out what's going on, and they need to figure out what's happening in the regulatory space, right? It's a re-entry into crypto. It's still not too late, guys. So as much as I want to be high and mighty and say, hey, I told you about it like 10 years ago, it's really our time here to say, yeah, welcome to crypto. You can see how big it's going to grow, and you can see here the music in the back. It's actually really popping. In terms of the vibe here, I'll say it's I don't think it's actually as strong as a token vibe. I actually feel like at token it was actually a little bit crazier. But I guess it's because like when it comes to altcoins, there's just generally a lot more energy here because it's more focused on the kind of like the legitimate long-running enterprises. It's exciting, but I don't feel like as big, as flashy as tokens. So that's just my honest 2 cents here. And I've been to Consensus before, and I feel like this expansion to Hong Kong is interesting. Like I love Hong Kong, but at the same time, I think Consensus is still finding its like place here. It's its first time being in Asia. It's in Hong Kong. I want to welcome them as much as I can, but I feel, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a trip to New York, maybe. I feel like the East meets West vibe is definitely what they're going for here. And generally the vibe here is very interesting because I think I just need to get used to it because before, if I go to Consensus, I might really focus on one topic, right? Like what's happening in America, how are things progressing? But here it's East meets West, so it's a different flavor, so I'm not getting the same things as I get normally from the other Consensus that I feel. Anyways, guys, that's that for day one. I kind of see what other things we can do, but I want to get this video out as fast as possible so it's still relevant. And if you guys have any questions about Consensus, we can still do that. So, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, post anything you want to ask about. Even if it's the dumbest questions, I want to see them. All right, peace out, guys.